You ever notice how men on the internet will write a 47-paragraph essay on why a woman in shorts is asking for it, but when 62 million people visit a academy, they have nothing to say, just silence. The same guys who tell women to pick better men are currently in a Telegram group with 70,000 others exchanging tips on how to drug their wives. Here are the receipts. Welcome to the channel. Today we are answering the questions that get screamed into the void every single day. Why do women hate men? And spoiler alert, it's not because of the bear. The bear is just the mascot. The bear is the branding. The real reason is everything I just said and so much worse. And we're going to go through it point by agonizing point. Now, because I'm a broke college student with 35 subscribers living with my parents and my legal defense fund is exactly $0 and 0 cents, I'm not here to debate philosophy. I am here to read receipts. If any of this makes you uncomfortable, good. Hit subscribe. Let's start with the thing that broke my brain in half when I first read it. In March 2026, CNN published an investigation, not a random Reddit post, not a conspiracy blog. CNN, the network your grandparents watch at the airport. And they uncovered a global online academy. That's not my phrasing, that's what investigators called it. A decentralized network of websites, forums, and encrypted chat groups where men gather to teach each other how to drug assault women, often their own wives, sisters, mothers, and other partners. One of the main platforms identified is called motherless.com, which, by the way, describes itself as a moral free file host where anything legal is hosted forever. And in Feb of this year alone, it logged 62 million visits, not 62,000, not 620,000, 62 million. On this platform, investigators found a category called sleep content, more than 20,000 videos tagged with labels like hashtag passed out and hashtag eyecheck. And the eyecheck, I need you to understand what this is because it still keeps me up. Men lift the eyelids of unconscious women to prove to the camera and to each other that women is genuinely sedated and not faking unconsciousness. This has a name, this has a tutorial, this has tens of thousands of views per video. And yet, these same men or their ideological allies will log on to Twitter and tweet, "Women are so emotional. Why are they always so scared? Gee, I wonder why." But wait, a German investigation by public broadcaster ARD uncovered the Telegram chat groups with up to 70,000 members where men were openly discussing how to rape and assault women. 70000. These men shared tips on which sedatives to use, linked to online stores selling those sedatives disguised as cosmetic products, boasted about assaulting their wives, sisters, and mothers, and in some cases even live streamed the assaults.
I don't trust men because 62 million men went to that essay site. 62 million men. When there are 4 billion men on this planet, it's too difficult to look in the mirror. It's a whole lot easier to blame an entire gender than it is to look at yourself and say, literally, ladies, 1 in 100 men that passed you on the street wouldn't even think about doing what those men on that site would think about.
You're so brave. Thank you for sharing. Are you sure you said that right, buddy? Did you hear yourself? 1 out of 100 men wouldn't even think about doing those things to a woman. Just 1 out of 100 men, huh? Do you hear what you said? Do I need to replay it? Hold on.
Literally, ladies, 1 in 100 men that passed you on the street wouldn't even think about doing what those men on that site would think.
But the other 99 would? What are we doing? Obviously, you didn't mean to say it that way, but I don't think you understand how accurate you might be, buddy. When women say we hate men, you're the man they're talking about. I support them.
One German participant confessed to sedating his wife and then inviting other men from the chat to come and rape her. If that sounds familiar, it's because that is exactly what Palicot did in France, drugging his wife Giselle for nearly a decade and recruiting over 50 men online to assault her while she was unconscious. He was sentenced only 20 years That case was not an anomaly, it was a template. And speaking of Telegram, separate investigations revealed that men were also using the platform for massive revenge porn operations, sharing non-consensual, intimate images of hundreds of women, doxing them, spreading vindictive lies, including images of girls as young as 15. These are men doing this right now, today. Now let's pivot to the justice system, because maybe the men who commit these crimes face consequences, right? Maybe that's why women shouldn't complain. Let's check in.
Are you surprised that Kanye West earned $33 million in 2 nights, selling out an 80,000-seat stadium twice? Or that he was even allowed to book the stadium in the first place? You shouldn't be. When I see Kanye West welcomed back into the mainstream after years of neo-Nazi antics, I think about Janet Jackson, whose body was violated by Justin Timberlake at the 2004 Super Bowl halftime show, and as a result of his actions, her invitation to the Grammys that year was revoked, she was blacklisted from the industry, and her platinum career was derailed. I think about Britney Spears and how, when she suffered mentally because of an abusive public, the people who profited most off of her talent put her in a psychological straitjacket so they could keep extracting until there was literally nothing left. I think about Cassie, who had a historically popular debut album and wasn't able to release music after that because her record label was also owned by her abusive boyfriend. I think of The Chicks, one of the best-selling country groups of all time, whose success was abruptly cut short in 2003 when they criticized the US invasion of Iraq. Their careers were derailed for being right too early. And I think about Chappell Roan, who 3 weeks ago was banned from Rio de Janeiro over the behavior of a male security guard that was acting on her behalf without her knowledge. So Kanye West just waltzing back into the mainstream is as revolting as it is unsurprising. Because whereas women must walk a tightrope to survive as entertainers, there is nothing a man can do, not neo-Nazism, not rape, not battery, that he won't be forgiven for and allowed back from. Nothing.
Let's talk about Gabriela Saldana. She's a 23-year-old senior at Florida International University. Her crime, she posted a message in a 215-student WhatsApp group that said, "Netanyahu, if you can hear me, drop some bonbons for us." She later described it as a dumb joke. She even edited the post to add "I so we" with a sad face. What about the men who praised Hitler in the group chat? And that involved the government employees of the US. But they were men, obviously. We don't arrest men, we arrest women. Judge Judy Mindy S. Glazer ruled it constituted a credible threat. Really, ma'am? She was charged with a second-degree felony of making written threats to kill or cause bodily harm. Yeah, the bodily harm where she is also included. She is now facing up to 15 years in prison, 15 years for a WhatsApp message she called an apology about, not a physical action, not evidence of planning, not a weapon, a sentence of up to 15 years. And in the first 2 years after Roe v. Wade was overturned, prosecutors in 16 states charged over 410 people with pregnancy-related crimes, overwhelmingly women. Meanwhile, what happens to the rapists? Let's look at the data. An NBC News investigation found that less than 4% of reported rapes, sexual assault, and child sex abuse allegations in certain U.S. cities ever led to a sex crime conviction, and the U.S. calls itself the world leader. Or percent. The video is sponsored by absolutely no one. Shocking. Not a single corporation wanted to attach its name to a breakdown of global academies and the criminal justice system's double standards. Weird how that works. But hey, if you're angry now, and I hope you are, you could do me a favor. Smash that like button. It doesn't cost you anything, and it tells the algorithm that maybe, just maybe, a broke college student screaming into the void deserves more than 30 subscribers. Or don't. I'm not your dad.
When are we gonna unite and take over the patriarchal system? Let's do it right now!
Why do women hate men? Okay, let's get into the psychology because everything I have listed so far isn't just a series of isolated incidents. It's a system, and there is a reason the same men who participate in these things also spend their days online screaming about what women should wear, how women should vote, and whether women should have jobs. Let's talk about psychology and power because the question, why do women hate men, has a two-part answer. Part 1 is all of the stuff I just listed, the material reality. Part 2 is the psychological reality of what it means to live under a system that treats you as simultaneously a threat, a commodity, and a piece of property. The men in those Telegram groups, those rape academies, they're not outliers, they're not a few bad apples. They are the logical extreme of an ideology that says women exist to be controlled. The Manosphere, the online ecosystem of alpha male influencers, red pill, podcast, has mainstreamed the belief that women are subordinate. They build audiences by telling young men that women's autonomy, the right to vote, to work, to refuse marriage, to initiate divorce, to wear what they want, is the cause of all of their problems.
Ladies gotta understand that it's not all men. You're absolutely right. Oh, look, I made you some chocolate covered almonds. Your favorite. Oh, dark chocolate or milk chocolate? Dark chocolate. But there's 2 of them that's actually shit covered in chocolate. There's 2 that are shit covered in chocolate. Yeah, I don't want them. Why not? Because there's 2 that's shit covered in chocolate. But there's like 50 in here. And there's only 2 who are shit covered in chocolate, so the chances of you grabbing the 2 are pretty low. Yeah, but I don't know which ones are the ones covered in shit. I don't know if I'm gonna grab the bad one or the good one. But it's not all the almonds, it's just 2 of them. I'm good on all of them. Oh, so you don't want to take a chance? I don't want to take a chance on any of them.
When you spend years inside that echo chamber, the jump from women shouldn't have jobs to women are objects to let's share tips on drawing them and watering them is not a huge leap. It's the same pipeline, it's just further down the funnel. The Rape Academy is where the Manosphere's ideology ends. It's the logical conclusions of dehumanization. Sociologists and researchers who study these movements, people like Laura Bates of the Everyday Project have documented how the commodification of misogyny online converges on one thing, the control and degradation of women, whether it's the podcast bros demanding virgin 18-year-olds to train or the online creators profiting off increasingly violent content. The common thread is that women's bodies are there to be used for money, for status, for revenge, for fun. And now we reach the psychological paradox that makes all of this so insane. On one side, you have the demand for the pure, submissive virgin trad wife, barely legal, untouched, ready to be ordered around. On the other side, you have the porn, the OnlyFans, the prostitution, the parties full of women in short dresses who exist to be used and discarded. And then somehow, these same men get angry that women exist in the world wearing clothes, having opinions, holding jobs, refusing marriage, refusing kids, leaving cheaters, voting. They want the product but hate the producer. They want a woman that can give them kids but hate it when her body changes. Make it make sense. What is that but a pure, undiluted hatred of women's agency? They want women available for consumption but despise women who choose how, when, and whether to be consumed. And the psychological toll of living inside this contradiction, being told you exist to serve and being punished for choosing otherwise, is profound. And that brings us to the final question. With all of this, the 62 million visits, the 70,000 Telegram members, the 4% conviction rate, the women in jail for bad jokes and medical care while Epstein's buddies stroll free. With all of this, why do women hate men? Is it really still a mystery, or is it maybe the most rational response in human history? Now let's talk about the men who profit from this, because none of this exists in a vacuum. The Manosphere didn't spawn from a cave. It was built, funded, monetized, and it is mainstream. Andrew Tate, before his arrest, tens of millions of followers, he ran an online academy not for but for teaching men, young men, how to get rich and attract women, which in practice meant
University, the real world.
14-year-old kid that made $3,000 the other day. I cannot believe this 13-year-old is making more money than his parents.
What he's basically saying is we take money off teenagers.
exploitation. In May 2025, UK prosecutors authorized 21 charges against him and his brother Tristan. Actual bodily harm, human trafficking, controlling prostitution for gain. 3 alleged victims for Andrew, 1 for Tristan. Evidence from Bedfordshire police. European arrest warrants, and still his content circulates. These influencers, the ones with the podcast, the supercars, the rented mansions, they flood Instagram and YouTube with content featuring women in skimpy outfits, objectifying them for views and ad revenue, while simultaneously preaching that women should be modest, pure, original, and submissive. They go to parties to sleep around and demand an 18-year-old untouched bride to train and order around. The hypocrisy isn't a bug, it's the business model. Economists and feminist researchers have noted that this is commodified misogyny, hatred packaged as self-help sold to lonely young men, funded by algorithms that reward outrage. And when the pipeline ends in a Telegram chat where thousands of men exchanging tips on seducing their wives and nobody in that ecosystem takes responsibility. So let's bring it home. Why do women hate men? Not all men, we know. The not all men cavalry is already typing. But enough men. Enough men to build a 62 million visit academy. Enough men to fill a 70,000 member Telegram group with fantasies of others' ancestors. And no, women don't fantasize getting raped. Enough powerful men to keep Epstein's network out of handcuffs while a 23-year-old college student faces 15 years for a bonbon joke. Enough men to profit off women's bodies in corn and ornaments while demanding total control over real women's clothing, jobs, votes. And it's not irrational. It's not hysteria. It's evidence. It's math. If this made you uncomfortable, good. Sit in it. If this made you angry, channel it. Protect the women in your life. Call out your friends who share Manosphere content. And if it triggered you, you're part of the problem. Look at the comments. Look at the patterns. Notice who profits and who pays. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a politician. I'm a broke college student studying humanities with 30 subscribers and an empty bank account. But I can read, and the receipts are public. The question isn't why women hate men. The question is, how is anyone still pretending not to see it? I'm Katrina. Like, subscribe, do whatever you want. I'm gonna go lie down for a week. Goodbye.